What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I see in the title is going down. Make sure y'all hit that like, put that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see in the title. I do want to say the video is transparent because I do tend to get blocked from, when it comes down to ABC. I done got blocked from the View multiple times, and it sucks. I had to actually delete videos. Great videos that I had to delete them because I got blocked, disputed them, and still, we're blocked. But definitely geek to get in this video. So sorry that y'all, can barely see. You can still see it. You can see it, and it's more importantly, to give my input on things too as well.
But if we're going to be accurate, when Kamala Harris went into the United States Senate, it was AP that said she was the first Indian American United States senator. It was actually played up a lot when she came into the Senate. Now she's running nationally. Obviously, the campaign has shifted. They're talking much more about her father's heritage and her black identity. It doesn't really matter. The president mentioned it. What he also talks about far more frequently is the fact that Kamala Harris is the person who.
But I feel like that's what everybody got it wrong, though. When it came to that whole thing, everybody got it wrong that Trump mentioned it. How it all started, from what I've seen, she went immediately and started attacking him. She didn't say, "Oh, hi, how you doing? I appreciate you for coming. Thank you for coming. I appreciate." None of that. I feel like that first, it don't matter. No, it don't really matter who it is. It can be Biden, it can be Kamala, it can be any person, but it's just giving that respect. It could be somebody's mother. It's all about respect. And I feel like that first little 2-3 minutes, you give that respect to them for coming. I appreciate you for coming. She immediately went in attack mode and said, "Oh, you said this about Kamala, saying about her race, and then he said, I didn't know that, she pushed that. She pushed that whole thing. Oh, I'm black this, black that, but before it was all Indian. So I feel like a lot of people are missing the fact that that woman started attacking President Trump as soon as he sat down in that conference.
Also talks about far more frequently is the fact that Kamala Harris is the person who created this massive inflation, which is destroying black families, white families, Hispanic families. It's her failure as border czar that has left our southern border wide open, more than 10 million illegal immigrants coming into our country, record fentanyl coming into our country, which has killed more Americans than at any other point in the history of our country with respect specifically to fentanyl. And the fact that she and Joe Biden have unleashed one of the worst foreign policies in the history of our country that has us on the verge of World War III. That is Kamala Harris's record. President Trump talks about that frequently, but yes, he did mention it in Chicago in response to a question from Rachel Scott.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican.
No, she hasn't. I feel like that. And he about to say that Jamaican is, man, come on, y'all. I done said it before. Jamaican is not a race, y'all.
You all keep questioning her identity. She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
No, she has not. I've seen so many videos of them pushing that. And Byron Donalds just literally said, people pushed out that she was Indian. She pushed out that she was Indian. It was all of that first. When I look at old videos, if you look at old videos, just look at old videos before this year. Y'all see clearly that she pushed that. I literally put a video of her uncle talking about it. So many people that had said that this was her. And you see old clips of them pushing that, oh, yeah, she's the first Indian to, Indian this, Indian that. But now it's ready to switch. And, man, that's crazy to me, y'all.
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There were a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue.
Exactly.
The main issue.
Sir, 1 second. You just did it. You just did it again.
Of the United States.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer.
I feel like regardless of however this interview is going, I really have to give my respect to Byron, because if that was me, I probably would have just walked off because my attitude, it's the interruption. You know, you don't interrupt nobody, especially when you ask them a question. I feel like that's a real big pet peeve of mine. If you sit there and you ask me a question and I'm answering it, don't interrupt me when I'm trying to give you, when I'm trying to give an answer. And I feel like that was highly disrespectful. That was highly disrespectful. And all Byron is saying is that is a side issue. That's nothing. That's literally not. Let me explain something to y'all. We do talk about and try to figure out why Kamala is, saying that she's black, why she's doing this, why she's doing that. But what Byron is trying to explain to everyone, what Byron is trying to explain to George, is that this is not the main issue. The issue is of what we've been through, what people have been through, what she's done to families, what the Biden administration has done to families, what literally, like it affects all of Americans. This last 4 years has been total curse word. Like I'm telling y'all, and y'all know this, but you sit there and you try. This is what they tend to do. They take these little issues, just like when they say, why do you keep on saying, like, come on. It's literally all over social media. People are talking about it. People are doing, and the facts are there. That's what she pushed out. But now it's he got to say this and say that when we're dealing with something way bigger than that.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on the stage yesterday in Atlanta for 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up. I mean, George, we could have this conversation for the entire segment, but none of this matters to the American people. What matters to the American people is, are we going to have the same policies of the Biden-Harris administration that has been destructive of the American people, or are we going to have the policies of the Trump administration, which put America first, had low inflation, prosperous Americans, no matter your race, no matter your color, no matter your creed, and a foreign policy that kept America safe? Those are the facts that truly matter, because this issue is going to come and go. The lives of the American people is what's going to remain, and that's what matters more than anything else.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep on repeating it.
I'm not the one who keeps repeating.
George is repeating it, if I'm not mistaken. Every time he's given. So look, George started this and asking about this. Byron is giving that answer that leave it alone. Just leave it alone. That's a minor issue we need to work on. But then George is pushing it so hard that he's trying. I can't. That's crazy. I feel like I seen a video of George one time with Biden, and this is the second time, and I can definitely say I don't like his character at all. Just the way that he's acting. He's the one that's sitting here repeating it over and over and over. This is not the issue, is what he's saying. I have so many people in my comments, when I react to, videos and seeing videos of Kamala saying that she's, black and she's Indian and this, that, and the other. And everybody's in the comments like, yeah, I see what, but honestly, regardless, it's a bigger issue than that. We trying to put him in office, President Trump, to get things together because of what she messed up. We need to be worried about now. Stuff that's going on, the bigger issue, not about the minor issue of what's her, come on. That's crazy.
president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep on
actually,
repeating
I'm
it.
not the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up now. That's you.
You've done it,
I understand why
sir.
you
You've done it.
up.
You've done it
Because,
3 times. Every single answer
George,
you gave me. Now let me finish, sir.
George,
Every single answer you
asked
gave,
me-
you repeated
you
the slur.
asked me, George. That's why I'm pushing back on you now. George, you
Right,
asked
and-
me the question 3 times. I responded, but I'm
And
also
every
talking about
single
what
time you
truly
repeat
matters
the
in this
slur,
election.
that is exactly my point. You simply can't say that it's wrong.
George, so then what you're saying, and I want to get off this topic because it's not the only thing that's going on. But George, now you're saying that AP is the one that slurred Kamala Harris, because those are the facts. You can go to the internet and look at the clips, George, if you want to, or we can talk about this now. I prefer to talk about the future of our country, because the American people are struggling. The American people do need serious policy decisions to be made, and they need serious leadership on the world stage. Kamala Harris has not proven that she can do that. Donald J. Trump has proven that he can do that.
AP did not say that Kamala Harris is not
my.
black. She is biracial. She is Indian. She is black. You continue to repeat the fact that you continue to repeat the slur. I don't understand why you and the president do it, but it's clear you're not going to say that it's wrong. And
Man, let me tell y'all something. Let me let this 16 seconds
now
finish up.
establish that for our audience. Trump also said at the convention that he would
George,
pardon
all I'm gonna
January
say is
6
warning the internet,
rioters.
Everybody look for themselves. Let's move on.
I've already said that. Go
Look on the
ahead.
internet, everybody. Let's move on. There we go.
So, you go on and repeat the slurs again.
That is insane, y'all. This is probably the most childish interview I've ever seen. You know, and not coming from Byron Donalds, because I feel like he did. I want to say the most. I feel like, because if it was me, y'all, I'm telling y'all, he gave respect. He held great posture, everything. Cool, calm, collected. I feel like he handled it amazing. He handled it well. Really well at that. And I feel like he got up under George's skin. It's literally, what my mom say, killing people with kindness. It's one of those things. And I feel like that's, just his move. You have George yelling, mad because of facts. Those are facts. He literally said, "You go look at the internet. Go look at the internet, look it up, look at those clips. It's right there in front of you." But now it's all she's biracial. I have not heard. This is how I know it's lies. I have not heard one time of somebody saying, even Kamala herself, saying, "I'm biracial." She's biracial. They're pushing that she is black. When I watch The View and I see this and see that, they say, "Oh, if my mom is white and my dad is black," even if this literally came, I'm pretty sure this came out of Sunny Hostin mouth. She said, "If my parent, I think her dad is white and her mom is black," and she was like, "Even if you have a little black," or it was her Whoopi. She was like, "Even if you have any black in you, any black in you, you're considered black." No, you're considered biracial, but that's besides the point. That's something that's mine. I haven't heard of anybody saying that she's biracial. They pushing that she's black. But again, like Byron Donalds said, that isn't the issue right now. We have way bigger problems than that. Way bigger problems than that. And I feel like they try to push this and push this and push this and push this, trying to make, Byron Donalds, Donald Trump, trying to make everybody the bad person. Trump supporters, everybody the bad person who supports Trump, who's with the Trump administration. Trying to push this all because they know what's going to happen come November. They know what's going to happen. So it's more so of trying to get a reaction out of people, but you can't do that. You cannot do that. You're trying their hardest, though. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Catch y'all next one.